Well, Alan, yeah, you're covering it absolutely correctly. If we end up at 200,000 immigration per year, we'll end up at 100 million at the end of this century when our grandkids will still be alive. No one thinks that's a sensible number for Australia. I certainly don't. And it's amazing to me that the government would go back to this 200,000 immigration. By the way, the Sydney Morning Herald last week said I was anti-immigration. And as you know, I'm pro-immigration, but at the sensible numbers, 70,000, which is the long-term average, and the numbers that we had when the Howard government was in. If we went back to 70,000, our population will round off at about 30 million, and there's a chance that more people will be able to afford a house with a backyard other than be put into high-rise like termites, which is just terrible.
Absolutely. I've said before, and I'll say it again to my viewers, I voted Liberal all my life. I can't vote for this Liberal government who are piling debt upon debt and hanging it like an albatross around the necks of our kids. I mean, you have said to me before, and I quote you last time we spoke, surely each generation should not be worse off than the previous generation. We must remember we are in control, we can do something about it. Dick, and that starts with population and immigration.
That's exactly right. Now, you would expect each generation would be better off. That's just a natural thing to expect, especially with our productivity and as we get more automation and more ways of earning money and being more productive. But that's not happening. When I was young, when Pip and I married, we didn't have much money, but we bought a house with a backyard in Sydney for $30,000. It was on about $8,000 deposit, which we'd managed to earn. And so that was really good. We got into the housing market. Today, I'm told houses equivalent cost $2 or $3 million. They're virtually unaffordable. I was talking to a young person just recently. She's a hairdresser, works 6 days a week. Her husband works 6 days a week, and they cannot afford a house in Sydney. They're crammed in a little unit like termites.
Absolutely. See, you also said, and these things need repeating, Dick Smith said to me last time we spoke, and I quote, every Aussie family has a population plan. They can have up to 20 children, but they don't. Instead, they have the number, he said, that they can give a good life to. But he said our major political parties have no similar plan for our country. Dick.
Yeah, one of the problems is the political parties are under the hands of the billionaires, and we've got 100 billionaires in this country, many of them involved with property development. The greed is unlimited. They just want more and more people because they want to have more billions. And I say to them, first of all, I don't know if any person would need $1 billion. I can't see why you would. And to me, the billionaires should say, one day you have to stop growing, and we should have a plan for that at some stage.